Hi, EQ4 parents, both new and returning. My name is Corey Jansens, and I am the school director or principal of EQ4. I'm so excited to guide you through this orientation presentation and answer questions that are probably on your mind.
And my name is Jasmine Rees. I am the school operations manager. I work in partnership with Ms. Jansen's to basically ensure that our scholars have everything they need to be able to learn effectively, whether that's on site or via distance learning.
So let's jump into our agenda. As you can see, we have a lot of items that we want to cover with you today. We're going to be going through all of these items pertaining to our academic program and sharing information with you about both operations and our academics and instruction to kick off the year. We'll start by sharing our beliefs about our scholars, our families, and our work together. In this time of distance learning, there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of unknowns, but we stay true to these beliefs to guide our work. The first is continue academic growth. So our goal at EQ4 is that all of our scholars will continue learning and growing through this time, and no one will regress academically while we are away from campus. Our second belief is in sustaining connection and well-rounded growth. So we really believe in building strong relationships with our scholars and our families and maintaining a strong connection during a period of distance learning. Even though it's through a screen, we still believe deeply in the importance of continuing social, emotional, and cultural growth for our scholars. And our third belief is in facilitating community well-being. Our dream is that all of our scholars, families, and staff members will look back on this time, and though it is difficult, we know, will remember and feel like they were part of a supportive, loving community that cared for each other. We use these beliefs to ground our work during this time of distance learning. So let's move into what it will look like. Our reopening model this fall. The world is your classroom. So we will have 100% remote learning from September 8th, our first day of school, through at least October 2nd. So we will be fully distant with scholars being able to log into computers and learn that way from their teachers. Additionally, or secondly, you are part of the community. We really want to build excitement with our families and with our scholars about our school and to develop strong relationships between teachers, scholars, and family. And then the third is individualized instruction. At EQ4, we believe that every single child comes to us with unique genius, and it's our job to uplift their unique genius in various ways. So we'll have opportunities at the beginning of school to learn about your specific child, your hopes and dreams for them, and also to give them some beginning of the year assessments to individualize their instruction based on what they need. Of course, within this model, participation of scholars is critical. So first of all, we want to emphasize, yes, this is a challenging time. We completely understand. There's a lot going on. We're learning in a pandemic. No one has ever done this before. So there are a lot of unknowns. We are here to support you, and we are here to support our scholars. That being said, frequent and ongoing communication is critical. We ask that all of our families reach out to teachers and school leaders frequently, and we'll show you later on in this presentation the avenues for reaching out. And we'll be reaching out to you about your child frequently as well. It is our collective responsibility, that means the partnership between school and families, to ensure that each child is engaged. So there will be asynchronous lessons, meaning self-paced lessons where scholars can go through a PowerPoint or complete independent work on a daily basis. And this year there will also be synchronous lessons daily, meaning opportunities for scholars to log into Zoom calls with their teachers and receive live instruction and discussion. We ask that as a parent, you help us out setting your child up for success by making sure that they adhere to these schedules and they engage in their academic work, both synchronous and asynchronous, on a daily basis.
Our technology policy covers all the equipment that we provide to our scholars. Essentially, for distance learning, we'll be supporting our families by providing each scholar with a Chromebook, laptop computer, a charger that goes with it, and pretty soon we will also be sharing information so that if you do not have stable or ready access to internet access at home, we will also be sharing a survey where you could sign up for more information about receiving a hotspot so that your scholar can have internet access at home. Uh, but essentially, all the expectation is that if any damages happen that are just during the normal course, please contact us right away, and we'll work on fixing what the problem is with the laptop. But also just know it also requires that your scholar enter into an agreement with the school with regards to responsible internet and computer use. More information will be provided on that technology code of conduct, but just know that that is the expectation. We're also offering a school materials package. Essentially, when we distribute the computer, we'll also be distributing headphones. In addition to that, a student materials kit will provide your scholar with pencils, a pencil sharpener, erasers, paper, a small whiteboard, which are basically all the standard materials that we would provide your scholar on a daily basis if they were learning with us here on site at the school. And for those, we will be reaching out individually to families who require an additional set of materials to support your scholar in their learning journey. And those are Wilson materials. And we will be distributing technology as well as the student materials kit between Tuesday, September 1st and Friday, September 4th. More information to come on the specific day, as we will likely be ensuring that we can responsibly distribute technology and still adhere to COVID-19 procedures and ensure that all families come through in a safe and responsible way. We will be along with that, we'll be sharing the location about where we will be distributing these materials in the weeks coming.
I'd now like to talk further about the school-family partnership. So at the center of everything, we at EQ4 believe that when schools partner with families, scholars succeed. Let's talk more about what our partnership will look like. We have 5 core beliefs that guide our work with our families. 1, we believe that school staff has the responsibility to create clear and consistent communication pathways. Again, we'll be sharing all of the different avenues we'll be using for communication with you later in this presentation. Our goal is always that you receive all of the information that you need to know about what's happening with your child at school. 2nd, we believe that all families have dreams for their children and want the best for them. We look forward to getting to know you and hearing about your individual dreams for your child. 3, all parents can contribute to the school community. Whether you are working full-time or not, whether you are at home with your child on a regular basis or not, we believe that every single parent can contribute in their own unique way. It looks different for different parents, but we know that because all families have dreams for their children, all parents have something valuable to add to our school community. 4, school staff and parent interactions should be based on mutual respect and assuming best intentions. And 5, a strong homeschool connection leads to scholar success.
And just know for family partnerships, our goal is to partner with you and provide these supports. Just know, though, that these different groupings are completely optional, as we know that uh, every situation is unique and different. So it's really more on how you're able to meaningfully contribute to the partnership along with your scholar as well as the school. So we have several different types of groups that you could be a part of. One, we actually have advocate groups, being parent ambassadors, assisting our schools with referrals for enrollment or registration. Essentially, those that really value the community that Equitas is building and would like to share that with others. Another way that we can work together alongside you and essentially offer additional resources is conducting virtual home visits. What that means is that setting up a one-on-one meeting either with the operations team or along with the school director with regards to finding out, your unique situation, what we can do to help support your scholar and his or her academic journey. We also would like to work on virtual family events and workshops. So these workshops and events are as meaningful and as successful as you'd like them to be. You'll hear more later on in this presentation about what workshops we'll be offering fairly soon. And also we offer virtual monthly cafecitos, which are essentially a monthly gathering of school leadership, which is comprised of Ms. Jansen's and myself, where we go over really almost anything related to academics or the operations of the school, any this is a platform actually for families to share any concerns or answer any questions that they might have. So it's really, again, these supports are as meaningful and as successful as you'd like them to be, and that basically indicates participation as well. So we'll be sharing more information. We always typically share on various platforms when we'll be having these sessions. So you'll hear more from us in the coming weeks and months on how you are able to participate. Additionally, we also offer school site council, which is basically a self-governing team of parent advocates, as well as the ELAC committee. So it's essentially the English Learner Advisory Committee. So it's comprised of parents of English language learners who'd like to basically be more involved in the services that we offer to our English language learners. And following to our meal distribution program, essentially, it will look a little different from the spring. Some of you may have already participated in our meal distribution program, which is essentially was open to the entirety of the Equitas as well as Pico Union community. This upcoming year, it will look slightly different, just more pertaining to guidelines set forth by LAUSD, but essentially we'll still be offering the same thing, which is breakfast and lunch for all Equitas scholars that are enrolled in the meal program. So it will require a meal application prior to being able to participate, but we will be sharing more information to come once that application is made available. But for now, I just wanted to share what that program will look like when you're fully enrolled and or participating. So it's essentially, we will be distributing meals between September 8th and October 2nd, which is basically when we're currently scheduled for distance learning. We'll be distributing meals on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. So that essentially means that Tuesdays you'll be receiving meals for Monday and Tuesday, and Thursday you'll receive for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll still offer the same setup, which is a drive up and a walk up option. And for those families who do decide to participate, we'll be issuing you barcodes, which you will need to bring with you during any meal pickup. And those will be distributed as well during the technology piece. So it's very important that we see you during the technology distribution period so that you can receive all of the information you need for your scholar for the upcoming school year. And where we will be distributing food will be at our flagship school, which is located on 1700 West Pico Boulevard. So it's essentially when applications are available, it's essentially due to income and household number. So for those who can qualify for free meals, reduced price meals, or for those that would just rather pay out of pocket, all of that is determined through the meal application. So again, once it's ready, we will be in contact with you as soon as possible. And for our wellness policy, essentially, I know Ms. Jansen's previously was, we have a physical education teacher who will go over the importance of movement at home, but we will also be when we do come back on site, working with our scholars on ensuring that they have enough physical activity throughout the day. And that will be embedded into the curriculum as well and the schedule for your scholars.
So let's learn about some of the ways that you can reach us or that we will be reaching out to you. The first is Class Dojo. Class Dojo is like a school-based Instagram. It's limited to our school. All of our teachers will be setting up their Class Dojo and working to link in you and your child as the school year begins. It's a place where families can read information posted by teachers and school leaders and receive updates about the school. You can also direct message teachers or any other school-based staff through Class Dojo and we can get back to you. And one nice thing about it is that it has embedded translation. So if you prefer to send us messages in Spanish, it will translate it into English and vice versa so that we have ease of communication. Another platform that we use is Illuminate. We will be distributing a training later this summer with more information about Illuminate and our parent portal. But the overview is that it's a place where you can see your child's attendance record, report cards, and assessment results. So it's a great place to track their grades on a daily basis. The third platform is an EQ4 Google site for distance learning that we are building out. We will be training our scholars in how to access this at the beginning of the school year, and it's going to house all of their lessons. So all of the asynchronous lessons that I was talking about will be posted there for scholars to complete daily, and all of the links to their Zoom calls with teachers will be posted there so that they can meet daily at their scheduled times. You will also have access to this Google site, and there will be a section of it with information and resources to support you in supporting your child during this time of distance learning. The fourth platform is Google Classroom. This is primarily for our scholars. It is where all of the materials will be housed for scholars when they need to submit lessons or submit assessments and things of that nature. It will be on Google Classroom, but all of those links will be linked to the Google site for easy access for them. We also encourage you to follow Equitas on Facebook. We have an Equitas Academy network page that you can see there. And we are excited to announce that EQ4 has just started a specific Instagram. So we encourage you to follow us on social media to also hear updates and news about our school and stay connected. I'm also really excited to announce a teacher meet and greet. So the first 2 weeks of school will be reserved for meeting homeroom teachers and parents. Some of you might be wondering, what is a homeroom teacher? Because your child could be transitioning from an elementary school to a middle school. In middle school, at least at EQ4, all children are placed into a homeroom with a homeroom teacher. You can think of their homeroom teacher as their point person. They'll be meeting with their homeroom teacher daily. It's often the teacher on campus that scholars build the closest relationships to because they spend the most time with them, including advisory and community meetings on Fridays and things of that nature. So our first 2 weeks will be set aside for your homeroom teacher and you to meet. We will be reaching out later this summer, later this August, to schedule those meetings between you and the homeroom teacher. It will be an opportunity for you to get to know your child's homeroom teacher, for them to get to know you. So please come with questions that you have about them, and they'll also be able to use that time to help you link into things like Class Dojo and access the Google Classroom site so that you and your child are set up for success as we kick off instruction.
And this piece is for our operations staff, which basically comprises the office staff. So this is how you may contact us during the summer. We will be answering the phones daily from 8 to 3, and any in-person interactions must be made by appointment only. Our summer office hours are from now through September 4th, which is right before distance learning kicks off on September 8th. Several ways to reach us are available. You see here the main office line is right there, as well as the contact information for myself, and also our 2 office coordinators who can assist you with any questions relating to registration, any documents that you need, the technology that we will be distributing, essentially any information you have with regards to outside of the instruction piece will be can be answered by our office staff. And so we do offer both English and Spanish. So please call us with any questions you may have, and we'll do our best to answer what questions you do have. And as for, we do also offer after school programs, even during distance learning, from, receiving this information from our expanded learning coordinator. Essentially, the offerings for all scholars will be daily homework support, live via Zoom with after school teachers, and daily Zoom activities focused from mindfulness and community building and self-care. They'll also have weekly activities that are going to be offered on the expanded learning website, which will be shared shortly and also linked to on the EQ4 distance learning website, so that your scholar can always be linked to what expanded learning or after school programs activities that we offer. As for in school, given that right now our tentative start date is October 5th, this is the information that will be used going forward during in-person instruction. But for now, I just wanted to share with you what is going to be offered during distance learning as well. Now, it's very important, essentially, we have next steps that are due for all families. I've shared here links. We'll also be sharing that as well on our website so that you have direct access, and it'll take you directly to where you need to go. But essentially, we're asking all families to review the following documents on our website, which is a new and revised student and family handbook, as well as a new and revised code of conduct and family contracts for both the scholars and our families. Additionally, we will be requesting a signature on the following documents. For new incoming families, those documents are available on Schoolmint. Many of you may be familiar with that platform during the registration period, where we requested documents from you. But essentially, we will be requesting from all families a signature to acknowledge that you received and reviewed the student and family handbook, which will outline all of our expectations of our scholars, as well as family partnerships. In addition to that, a signed receipt of acknowledgement of our code of conduct. Additionally, a form filling out if any accommodations need to be made for any meals that we distribute to your scholar. And in addition to that, this is only relevant for middle school aged scholars. and essentially it's an authorization form for when we do move to in-person instruction, which essentially is a consent from parents for your scholar to walk to and from home by themselves, and that's only offered for certain grades. So that information will be shared on the online platform. And knowing that for many of you, this might be the first time you're navigating this process. And if you require in-person assistance, of course, feel free to reach out to our office staff to schedule an appointment. But just know that we will also be in touch with all of you, all of our new and incoming families as well. Specifically, since I know that many of our applications still require some outstanding documents. So we will be reaching out to you directly to schedule those in-person appointments so that we can ensure that we answer any questions you might have, but also so that all documentation is received before the start of the school year. As even though we're not starting off in person, it is still a requirement to intake all of these documents and have them complete and ready to go before September 8th. And as to that end, we will also be following up with, and this is in light of ensuring that we strengthen our partnership with you, the parents of EQ4. We'll be holding a series of workshops the next few weeks. The first of which is workshop number 1. So it's essentially outlining the expectations of scholars and families, going over schedules, the specifics of synchronous lessons, which are live via Zoom, asynchronous, which how to access the Google site, also sharing more information about teacher office hours and any supports outside of the virtual classroom. And that will be held on Friday, August 21st at 3 p.m. The second workshop will be held on Friday, August 28th at 3 p.m. Essentially, we will be going over, it's a how-to workshop on how to navigate our communication platforms. So Class Dojo, Parent Square, Google site, and our parent portal, which is a new feature that we are unveiling this year so that it can make it easy for you to access how your scholar is doing, what their grades are. It'll allow you to easily update information instead of having to come into the office or contact someone directly. You could just change that information from your app or online on the website. And also the last of our sort of virtual back to school events will take place Wednesday, September 23rd. More information to come about the specific time, but it'll be a virtual back to school night, meet and greet with a homeroom teacher, classmates and parents. So it'll be kind of more of a community event within each homeroom. And this is where you, the parents and the scholars as well, will learn about the expectations the teachers have of the scholars as well as the parents, and any supports for your child, as well as setting communication preferences, since we all know that everyone's lives look different. So we'll do our best to communicate with you in the way that best fits with your lifestyle, and where we will be able to share pertinent information as well. So just so that you guys know, for those sessions, they will be all on YouTube Live so that it could be as interactive as possible. So again, please join us, and we'll be also sharing on various communication platforms when those workshops and live sessions will be held.
I want to say thank you very much for your time in listening to our presentation. It was really nice to virtually meet all of you. I can't wait to meet with you through YouTube Live in the future, Zoom calls, Google Hangouts, and phone to get to know each of you individually and welcome you to EQ4. I know there's a lot of information included in this presentation. We are here to help. Please never hesitate to reach out. We are a very friendly and loving community of staff. And we look forward to welcoming you into our EQ4 family and community.